is not just a leader, she's a force of nature. She's transformed over 200,000 people through her coaching.
All I remember is being extremely insecure because of an extremely poor and lower middle class background. It stemmed from insecurity. I wanted that prize money. I wanted that fees back because it was 4 years of savings. I'm not a very kind coach. I'm a very good coach. I do get tough love. He has grown, let's say, from about 12, 13 crore company. He is today a 16,000 crore company. Passion is your choice. Profession is a client's choice. And purpose is the world's choice. The thought of giving up on a child that you've given birth to, which is liberation coaches, didn't occur for even a second. If the guy is hitting you, you go with the flow. Use the pressure to take you to the place you wanted to.
Very, very wonderful statement. Lovely.
Its leader is a neutral term. I have seen exceptionally fantastic women leaders and I have seen extremely poor women leaders. The battle is the same.
The Vanguard Circle is about cutting through the noises. It's not about titles, designations, or polished success stories. It's about the raw journeys, the struggles, the resilience that truly shape leaders. Our mission here is simple: to have unfiltered, unpolished, unforgettable conversations with the changemakers of today. Stories that inspire us to learn, to grow, and to lead with passion, purpose, and responsibility. That's the vision of the Vanguard Circle, and you are about to be part of it. Hello and welcome. My name is Heval Mehta. Over the last 2 decades, I've had the privilege of working across industries, building businesses, leading teams, and today, as the founder and CEO of World Development Corporation and Directors Institute World Council of Directors, my mission is simple: to raise the standard of leadership and boardrooms across the world. But titles aside, what drives me is learning. Learning from stories, from struggles, from people who've walked through fire and come out stronger. And that's what this platform is all about. And who better to begin with this journey with someone whose life itself is a masterclass in resilience, leadership, and passion. Today's guest is not just a leader. She's a force of nature. She's transformed over 200,000 people through her coaching, built one of the fastest growing consulting companies in India, and still finds time to sing, dance, paint, and write. She's a gold medalist in HR, an award-winning author, a boardroom strategist, and the mind behind programs that have empowered thousands, including her movement, Mom to Supermom. She has trained everyone from entrepreneurs to top police officers, from global corporates to family-run businesses. She's received awards across the world, including prestigious TIE Stree Shakti Award from none other than Chanda Kochhar. But what makes her truly unique is not just her achievements, it's her philosophy. She believes in living the liberated life, a life where passion, profession, and purpose come together. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio the unstoppable, the multi-talented, the liberator of people and ideas, Vijaya Suvarna.
Yes, I have one.
Vijaya, welcome to the studio. Now, when I was reading about you, honestly, I got confused. Do I call you a coach, an entrepreneur, an author, or an artist? What do you want me to personally introduce you as?
Thank you so much for inviting me. And actually, all of the above, and you forgot a very proud mother of 2 incredibly wonderful children, right? Rakshit and Tapasya. So that's where the introduction gets complete because I'm very proud to be a mother too.
Fantastic. So, Vanguard is all about the raw journey of senior professionals. And today we would like to know more about you as a person, your childhood, your professional journey, your education, and lots of things. Lot to learn today from you. So let me start with the questions that I have for you. And to begin with, I would want to know more about your childhood days. Right? So, what was your childhood like for you? Were you always this driven, or did life experiences shape that ambition later?
So I've been told I was always driven. I don't remember that. All I remember is being extremely insecure because of an extremely poor and lower middle class background. So one always wanted to prove something to the world, right? So it stemmed from insecurity. Let me tell you, it all came from extreme insecurity about not having enough. And when as a child you don't have enough, you don't feel enough, there's this huge vacuum inside you which you want to fill. So I believe wanting to do more, wanting to please others, and wanting to make a mark came from that vacuum. So it didn't come from confidence. It really came from that deep insecurity. So that's how the childhood was. Yeah, I'm sure you resonate with that. We've been speaking about it. So yeah, my childhood was difficult, but the drive came because to fill that vacuum. I believe it came from my friends met me recently and they were telling me, oh, you've always been driven, you've always been confident. I'm like, what? Okay, good actress.
How many siblings?
So it's me and my younger brother. So he's about 8-9 years younger than me.
Okay.
So he's an engineering pass out from Vijaya, so quite intellectual. So yeah, just two of us.
Very, very personal question that I have for you is mama's child or dada's child?
Of course, Dada. Ma used to whack me like crazy. Itna maar khai hu, I'm telling you, bachpan mein. I was very sassy, okay, because of my father. He really pampered me a lot. So my mom has whacked me a lot, and I was a terror. I was a nightmare with her, right? I would break every possible rule, knowing that my father would protect me. So yes, I'm absolutely his papa's child, and everything that so my bachpan was really interesting. And even though he didn't have much, but I know that if I would ask for something, I would get it. And I think even today, I believe if you ask for something, you will get it. You just need to ask, and you just need to want it from life. Many people ask me whether do you need to sacrifice something to have something, and I'm like, no, you don't need to sacrifice anything. Oh, but then you only have X amount and X resource. I'm like, nah, you have enough. There is enough in the world. Just need to grab. Everything is there. So it came from there. If you ask, you will get it, and that came from my father. And if you act over smart, then you get a slap. That's what I got from my mother.
Dad never.
No, my father just hit me once in his life, in my lifetime. I'll never forget it.
And that's lifetime.
Oh my God, it's a core memory. So I had my younger brother. My younger brother looked like every other kid in the world. I mean, same ही तो दिखते हैं यार सारे बच्चे 4-3 साल में. So he was riding a cycle. Actually, he was not. His friend was, and I thought that was my brother. And my father had told me, नजर रखना, मैं यहाँ हूँ, बात कर रहा हूँ. थोड़ी देर बाद देखे तो वो लड़का था, मेरा भाई नहीं था. My father is very serious brother. I'm like, he was right here, but that's not your brother. That's somebody else. And then what? My brother had driven the cycle off on the street, went to the market all by himself at 3 years old. Yeah, you look like you want to slap me. What the hell? Right? So, so that's the only time my father hit me. But otherwise, never. And I think even compensated by buying me a lot of things after that.
So you were not at all mischievous?
Look, mischief has got many forms. My mischief was, in order to please others, I would be mischievous. You know what I mean? There's this it's a very funny story. So, hamare building, I was one of the very few young girls, the young 8, 9, 10-year-old ladkis, and everybody was older. There were so many guys who used to play cricket and badminton, and they played that gilli danda and that, what is it called, lagori and everything. And there was a jamun tree. So during summer, the boys would climb up the jamun tree. There was a taki, they would climb up on the taki, then they would climb up on the tree and pluck, and those know the jamun, and they throw it to the floor. And I was the one who would collect. Now look at me. I'm wearing a white color dress. I'm still remembering this. It's a frock. And they're saying Anju. They call me Anju at home. So, Anju, hum jamun fenkte hain, pakdo. So I pick up my dress and I'm catching all the jamun. with nice wide view of the young bacha wala chaddi, I'm telling you. So, and then somebody, my neighbor, goes and tells my mother that, suno na, Anju ko jaake bolo, dekho kaise khadi hai apna frock lekar. My mom came and she saw me, what are you doing? You know, and then so that kind of masti, not knowing it was masti, right? So climbing up the taki, jumping down, hurting my knee, you know, and so yes, masti, but in a very innocent and pure manner, not really wanting to hurt anybody.
So at कभी कभी होता है ना कि हमने जो किया है हमें उसकी मार पड़ी है.
हाँ.
कभी आपके बच्चे रक्षित और तपस्या,
हाँ.
first of all nice names.
Oh, thank you.
तपस्या is a very nice name, I would
know,
say.
Yeah, right.
क्या वो लोग ऐसी मस्ती करते हैं? क्या कभी आप ये डिस्कस करते उनके साथ, हम भी हमारे बचपन में ऐसी मस्तियां करते रहते थे? I believe yes, your expression tells me.
I have told them all the masti I've done when I was younger.
Okay.
But Rakshit was, as a child, he was, even today he's a prankster. And he's extreme, like masti core to the next level, right? He's the kind who will say, I'm going to classes and then disappear and have a cycle and roam around on the streets. He's the one who will say, oh, you know, I'm going to study, and then he would be watching a movie. He was the one who was the brat of the lot, of both of them. Oh my God. He's had so much of pasting from me because he would lie constantly about where he was. So masti. So me going to the PTM, the parent teacher meeting. It was a nightmare, I'm telling you. Every teacher would have complaints about him, and everyone, I had to protect him so much. You know, it's ki, no, you know, I agree. He's naughty, yes. But you see, he didn't mean to hurt anybody. He didn't hurt anyone, right? So that was, I would try to protect him there. Tapasya has always been a darling. She doesn't have, she's got masti in her, but no prank in her, which means she will not do anything that, her words are funny. She's got a sense of humor, like both of them do. But she's never done any, you know, chad ke gir gayi or tod diya or kisi ko maar. That's never happened with her. I hope she doesn't see this and start now. She's 19. But no, she's been a very diodicro, like you say in Gujarati. She's very cute and very nice. And well, she was, you remember, she and Liberation coaches were born almost together. So the first couple of years, I would actually do all my work with her at my hip, holding her like this and doing my work, or her on the table, banging on the laptop while I'm working on something, or, you know, sipping from my cup of chai while I was working, and or being under the table quietly sitting there while I was conducting a meeting. So she was used to that environment of being quiet when people are working. So no, she's not been a prankster ever. Not really, yeah.
Wonderful. Nice to know that. Great. Now, this is very interesting question. What role did your parents or family play in building the woman you are today?
Like I said, my father is the one who told me that if you want something, you ask for it, right? And my mother has taught me to take every slap of life with bravado and with courage. So that's what they've played, you know, and because I was like, I remember this wonderful incident. So it was Diwali ki just pehle, and I was passing a shop and I saw this blue color dress. Oh, it was gorgeous, right? I wanted that dress. And then I kind of tried to peek into what the price tag is, and it said 200 rupees, right? I do, so it's nothing, like I'm sure my mom can afford it. And I run back home and I say, I know what I want for Diwali. I want that dress. That's the only dress I want. I don't care. So she said, okay. How much does it cost? I told her it's 200. And I went with her, and she said, "Oh, bahar jo rakha hai dikha," and you know, we saw it, and then she looks at the price tag. There was one before the two which I never saw. It was 1,200, not 200. Yeah. She just looks at me, glares at me, because of course it's embarrassing, saying, "Nahi, bahut mehenga hai, discount kitna doge?" And the guy says, "No discount," and all that. And then she says, "No, we can't afford this," and we came back home. I was so devastated because you know that when you're young, you have set your heart on something and you want it. Next day morning, I wake up. I think I come back from school. That dress is waiting for me.
Wow.
I don't know what jewel she did. She must have begged, borrowed, you know, stolen.
Dad or mom?
Mom. My mom did. So that's what I learned from my mom, that if you really want something, you ask for it, and you don't settle down for lesser. Right? Don't settle for lesser. You just need to know that if you want something badly enough, it'll come to you. And the same with my dad. I wanted a cycle. They couldn't afford it, but they got it. So kahin na kahin mujhe lagta hai, I've never thought about this. I'm thinking about this now that you're asking me. So somewhere that if you ask for it and you demand it from the world, guess what is going to come to you? But you have to demand it with all of your heart and soul. You can't settle down for lesser. Don't say, oh, I'll have to sacrifice this to gain that. Nah, ask for both.
Correct.
You know, salesmen ही करते हैं क्या? You always tell them, oh, when you want to achieve a target, let's say 1,000 crore is what your target is as a turnover.
Yeah.
And then they say 1,000 crore only at 100. What do we say? We always tell them, अरे 1,000 मांगोगे तो 800 तो आएगा.
Correct.
That's life. When you ask for more, you'll at least reach closer
Closer
to
to
it,
it, yeah.
right? So you need to ask. So I think that's what my mom and dad have taught me, to really ask from life and surrender to that. So I think that's what comes from there.
You said that you were from a middle class family. What was your father doing? What
Okay,
was his
my
profession?
father was a salesman of a shop called Cooptex. Cooptex is a South Indian, I mean, it's a Tamil Nadu, I think, cooperative society or something, handloom society, something. He was a shop, he used to be a salesperson in the shop, salesman. And that was him.
Ah.
My mom became a school teacher much later after my brother was born, you know, when she wanted to do something. And both of them were matric fail, yaar. My mom also failed her 10th, my father 11th at that time. My father, I don't even think he claims to have passed. So, mummy at least tried to say, sab mein pass ho gayi, sirf Hindi reh gaya. She at least tried to cover it. My dad has got no illusion about it. So, he was a salesman. And my mother later on became a teacher for an NGO, you know, Kerala Samaj. So, that was the educational background. So, if you ask how educated were your parents and what did your father do? Father was a very ordinary, but a very interesting man, actually. Yeah.
Wonderful to know that. So that takes me to the next segment now, about your education and your career. Because from a middle class, you know, buying a 1,200 rupee dress for you, getting a cycle for you, and also giving you good education so that you can design your career the way you want it to be. Let me understand a little bit more about that. But why HR, and what made you choose that specialization?
I didn't choose HR.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you a philosophy like HR chose me. No, even HR didn't choose me. It was just a byproduct. I was in the hotel industry, working shifts. I met my husband there. He was my boss, right? Now
Love
you know.
marriage?
Now, yes, it's a love marriage.
Oh.
So now you know who the boss is. So, he was the one who told me that HR is an upcoming field and hotel industry has got its limitations, especially for women. I wasn't willing to accept the women part of it, but I do know about the limitations part of it. So then he says HR is an upcoming field. Why don't you do it? He was doing his MBA at that time while working. So he asked me if I wanted to pursue something in HR. Didn't have the money. So I went and found out some online courses and did some diploma in personnel management and diploma in HR management and diploma in training and development and all of this one year correspondence courses. There was no internet then.
This is after your marriage?
This is after my marriage. Yeah. So while he was working, I was studying and managing home. And then after some years, when I gathered enough money for an MBA because I was supposed to sponsor my own education, and then I sponsored my MBA myself. So my parents, I got married very young. I was 21 when I met my husband, and 20 or just barely 22 where I got married. So till BCom, mom and dad, right? But then uske baad took a small break in studies, but then continued studying after that. So yeah, that's about the education part of it. Like I said, first gathered money, then enrolled for NMIMS, where I did that evening MHRDM program. So morning I would work, evening I would run, then took a year's break because my son was born, then continued the MBA, completed that with my son in my arms, holding him and singing for him and putting him to sleep and doing the kapda, bartan, jhadu, pocha, khana, everything at home. So yeah, that was tough.
Very tough.
Look, I don't know if it is tough. Let me tell you this. So how this, you spoke about, I topped the university. You'll tell me that next. I know that. But so how did it work? Your question. So it was someone told me that if you come first, they will refund your entire fees back to you as scholarship. I'm still looking for the guy who told me that. I can't find it.
You didn't get it?
No, of course not. I got about 5,000 rupees back out of the 1.5 lakh rupee I must have spent maybe at that time. That was a lot of money, believe me. So someone lied. Anyway, so I'll get that. I'll catch hold of the guy at some time in my life. But because of that, I couldn't afford books. I couldn't afford auto. I could barely afford the bus. Right? I couldn't afford the vada pav and the sandwich that people would eat outside. I couldn't afford it. Believe me, I couldn't afford anything. So the only thing, what made me really study hard was that I wanted that prize money. I wanted that fees back because it was 4 years of savings that I'd put into the fee, and I wanted that back to build my home, maybe do something there. So that's why I studied very hard. Number one. Second is I must have completed 7 or 8 textbooks per subject. Normally they allocate one subject per book, one book for a subject, but I kind of read at least 6 or 7 or 8. So, and I would make very copious notes about each. Now there was a reason. Right? So people, see, when you go to the library and pick up a book and when you have to return it 1 week later, there is no guarantee you'll get the book back. So don't have a choice. You have to pick up another author. And then when you give away that book, you don't know you'll get the book back again. So what you do is you keep making notes. Right? So the notes helped me, and because of this compulsion of picking up multiple books, the many authors, many perspectives came into play. And at the end, during the examination, everybody was still struggling with notes. I already had big books, bar ke notes, and studying that made it easier for me to write my examination. So I believe it all kind of fell into place. So anyone saying, oh, you must be very intelligent and worked very hard, believe me, there was no choice. Right? It's a choicelessness. So I would hate to say, nahi, maine bahut mehnat ki and किया मेहनत, but वहां पर choice नहीं था. ठीक है, there was no choice, and I believe most people don't have a choice, right? The farmer's wife doesn't have a choice when she gives birth to the child in the field and then picks up the baby and the saman goes back home and comes back to work the next day. Where is the choice? There is no choice. So I believe if you don't give yourself a choice in many places, you will end up doing far better than you anticipated.
Correct.
So it feels wonderful to say that, oh, you got the gold medal. I mean, you came first in university. Wow. And listen, believe me, there was no choice.
Yes, you rightly mentioned. I would definitely ask about you topped your university. Yeah. Were you that bookworm or someone who learned more from life outside the classroom?
So like I said, the bookworm part happened only because I didn't have access to enough resources. So you had to be very resourceful. So, and how are you resourceful? Like I said, there's so many things. One is I wanted that money back. Second, I had already taken a break, of 1 year when I got pregnant, and I took a break and then rejoined my MBA. So completed it afterwards. So the 1 year break it really ate me up completely because I knew I had to cover up. And when you don't have money to do time pass anyway, you don't have money to eat sandwiches and vada pav and chai and sit and gossip. You have a child waiting at home, or you're later on. So you're not spending money. You're not doing any time pass. And what are you doing then? What time pass do you have? It's study, right? And so I think so many things fell in place. So if you ask me, was I a nerd then? No. But am I a nerd now? Yes. So I also topped the Stanford, there is the Seed Spark program. So I topped that. There was a leaderboard, 8 countries, 110 participants. I was in the top leaderboard, right?
Wow.
Nerd, yeah. Nerd and a geek there. Before that, I am Bangalore. I completed that and I topped. I was among the top 10 and also got an award for best business plan and everything. Nerd, yes. I was not a nerd then, but as I was living my life and learning a little more, and I did become. So today, given a choice, I would rather curl up with a book, write something new and write a thought than do anything else. Right? So yes, was I a nerd then? No. Am I a nerd today? Yes, I am.
Lovely. Do you remember the moment when you thought, yes, this is my path, this is my purpose?
No. In the beginnings, everybody says, oh, this is my passion, this is my purpose, and this is how I woke up. Not really. Worked in HR as just because it happened, right? And then, the organization that I started, Liberation Coaches, happened because I didn't want to take a break from my career. I'd already taken a break during my first child, and I know how difficult it is to get back to work. So starting something independently was great. I was really supported here by my husband. He said, yeah, go ahead. And I had my co-director today, Amol Mule, and then I had a friend called Ashish Babulkar, again, a friend. So everybody encouraged me to start something and we will all start something on our own. वाला वहाँ से शुरू हुआ. तो purpose not really. But lately, in the past few years, so I had this client of mine who was in depression because he was having major challenges with his partners and with business, and he was going into depression, and he was getting angry all the time, and he was getting really violent with his wife. And his wife comes and tells me, you know what, you're the only person he listens to. Can you please speak to him? This was outside the coaching and the consulting space. I said, you sure he listens to me? I mean, he says, the only person, because after he finishes a session, all he can talk about is come back and what you told him and how you guided him and how. And for the next 1 or 2 days, he's always in a better state of mind. Can you please speak to him? So I did. I asked, and I'm not a very kind coach. I'm a very good coach, which means there's no kindness. The kindness comes from the fact that I want you to win. I do get tough love. The word is tough love. That completely relates to me. So I stood over there and said, क्या हुआ? क्या आप गुस्सा क्यों हो रहे हो? किस बात पर गुस्सा हो रहे हो? हर चीज पर क्या हो रहा है? I'm like, sir, मैं क्या गुस्सा हो रहा है? ऐसे गुस्सा हो रहे हो? I believe you were angry over here and yelled at that person because of 3 people left. क्या हो रहा है लाइफ में? I was so assertive with him. He says, नहीं मैं बस frustrated. I said, किस बात का frustration हो रहा है? And I reminded him of all the great things. So that was one moment where I said, look at that. There's this guy who's bigger, older, better in a state of life, and I'm telling him what to do and what not to do, and listening to me, I'm like, damn it, man, is it worth it? Is my word being valued? That was the first eureka moment for me. That's where the discovery of that path started, and then that happened very often. And then I have another client of mine who's very young, and his father had passed away, and the entire business came to him immediately, and he was completely struggling with family politics and everything. And his wife called me up again, and he says, you know what, he's completely lost. Can you just speak to him? Can you guide him? And I did, and today they've grown, I think, 7 times. And he's doing phenomenally well. His confidence level is like reaching the stars, and is absolutely. So I think I have not discovered the purpose part of it, but people have reminded me time and time and again that this is what you are good at. This is how you're able to create value for people. And so yeah, the purpose didn't just occur. It was slowly being built, one brick over the other, one small cement block over the other, over a period of time, over 10, 15, 20 years of coaching and consulting.
Correct.
So it happened over a period of time. Yeah.
And it was definitely a lot of hard work in explaining it to that guy that what he was.
You also think, no, ye dhanda gaya had se. I'm being so assertive right now. I'm sure he's going to tell me, you are a coach. Don't try to be my mother. Don't come from tomorrow. It's possible. There is all this fear in it's hanging right here, saying that the next word you say, he's going to get angry. But you know in your heart that if you don't say it, you will not be at peace. It is the right thing to say. Someone has to show you the mirror when you are coaching somebody. And the coach has to play that role. Unashamedly, unabashedly, has to play that role, right? That's all. Otherwise, they would not keep you there. And they know for a fact that no one else can point this out to me other than this person who's sitting across me. So yeah, so let me tell you, it is them. They have been so humble and so generous. All my clients have been very humble, very generous, very kind in even allowing me to speak the truth to them. Right? If they, at even any moment they could say, not willing to listen to you, please don't come from tomorrow, right? Or we don't want to continue with you guys. They could have always said that.
Correct.
Right? But the fact is they didn't. So it's them. It's all them. Every moment, every step of the way.
Wonderful. So everything is okay with that guy now?
Fantastic. Fabulous.
And he's doing good.
Oh my God. He has grown. I can't even tell you how he's grown. He's grown like, let's say, from about 12, 13 crore company. He is today a 16,000 crore company with multiple locations all over the place. He's got buildings and he's into construction. So he's there everywhere. He's in Africa, he's in Dubai, he's in India, he's everywhere. Phenomenally well. His son has joined his business, and I played a role in family coaching too with the daughter and the son. So yeah, doing phenomenally well. And this is one of my oldest clients, right? About 15, 17 years old.
Do you talk about what he was with him? Like
his wife keeps reminding him, remember how he was? She keeps telling him even today. Yeah. But he says it himself. He keeps introducing me and my co-founder. ये हमारे गुरु हैं, ये हमारे गुरु, इनकी वजह से हम यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं. They keep doing that. So I'm telling you, the space that I'm in, which is SMEs, family businesses and small, medium enterprises, those are not corporates, right? And I And they have this, not saying that corporates don't, but corporates are more dynamic and more complex. They are very simple people.
Correct.
Business owners are very simple, right? The founders are very simple. Even today, when I go and visit and go for coaching sessions, food comes from their home. There is no corporate canteen out there.
Correct.
घर से खाना आता है. And the minute they say ma'am is coming, there'll be specially 2 or 3 dishes added. Tell ma'am that I'm thinking of her. They'll send. So that's the kind of warmth that they bring to the table. So how can you not be committed to them? They will make their child call you up to wish you on Guru Purnima, and then they will send a recording of how they are doing something really special because I inspired them to, and then things like that. So it's working with the family business and the small business. It's just next level, and you start discovering more and more your purpose. You realize this is what you're doing well, and that's where it stems from. So like I said, it didn't stem from here or here. It really stemmed from the people that I'm working with and working for. So they should be complimented and they should be appreciated on making me discover what my purpose could be.
Wonderful. Now it's very interesting segment. It's about your career, your first job. What made you shift from hotels into HR and then into consulting?
So HR happened because, like I said, the hotel industry has got this shift system, and it's a transferable job, and it's not very sure whether you will get the same place to work in as your husband. So husband was also in the hotel industry. So the HR happened because it looked like an upcoming space to be in. Husband advised me, HR mein bahut sari opportunities hain, do something there. So it just happened, right? It just happened. And then expertise happened there because I wanted that the scholarship money back, So I studied very hard. And when you study very hard for something, you become an expert.
Correct.
And you became an expert, so I became good at what I did. And the consulting, again, it was an offshoot of that. Came through a reference. One of my husband's bosses, his wife, had a recruitment firm, and she invited me to be a part of that team. And she really took care of me, and she really ensured that I learned about recruitment. And in recruitment, I think I was becoming a nerd by then, because in recruitment, it was not just then about finding resumes. It was also about understanding job content, understanding key result areas of various positions, understanding the job description, understanding the names of companies. Like, my mind was, I think, pretty alert, and I'm just thinking of that when I'm speaking to you. You must have absorbed that. And then you're able to see anomalies. You're able to see differences. You're able to see patterns of work.
Correct.
And why people leave.
Correct.
So I think that the education was supported completely with that recruitment firm. And then that's when the consultancy, Kida kind of bit, because then you could do better in consulting. I still had jobs after that, but the consulting is where, and I then also worked with a company called Smart. Smart is where I joined as an HR executive, but they also had SME clients who wanted HR systems to be put in place. And they looked around, they said, this Vijaya has done HR something, so why don't you go meet the client and come? And I went and met the client. The client was happy, created a document, a manual of job descriptions for him, created a rule specification map for him, and did that out of academic interest. But then that became I became good at it.
Correct.
I was good at that. So it just happened, the consulting just happened to come into my life. It wasn't a conscious choice, really.
Wonderful. Now, do you remember your very first paycheck?
Yes.
What did you do that with it?
So my paycheck was 900 rupees, the first one. Okay. I bought
Which year was it? Sorry.
This was, oh my God, you're calculating my age. Okay. This is 1993. Long time back. Is it? How many years? 32 years back, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 20, 73
32.
born. So yeah, 32 years back. So first paycheck was about 900 rupees. So I got a sari for my mother. I still remember the color. It was dark pink with green, right? It was cotton sari. I bought a shirt piece and pant piece for my father. And I brought my brother, was a very big geek, science geek. So I bought him Reader's Digest special edition. Did you know? There was a fat science book. I bought those 3 things for them. And I think I also got some cake, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
For your family.
For my family. Yeah. So,
And they were very happy with...
oh my God, excited. My mom, I think, saved that sari for years and years and years.
Didn't your family tell you that pehla salary hai, ye kharcha kyun kiya itna?
Of course, but that money was mine, so I could spend it any. Listen, very filmy, right? So, what do you do with your first salary? Every film says, "Maa ke liye sari le jao." That was programmed in our minds.
Correct,
When you get a salary, you buy a sari for your mother. That's the first thing that you do. It was programmed by movies, so there was no other thing that you could do with that money. What would you do with it anyway? So yeah, that was, I still remember how happy it made me feel to give away something and buy something for someone. And it continues today, by the way. I do love buying things for people. I love giving gifts, tiny gifts. I'll pick up a lipstick here or a perfume there or a bag here or a dress there, and I'll give it to people. I'll send random gifts to people. It makes me very happy. It started from there.
Happy but emotional moment.
It's absolutely emotional, completely, very much. I think that my mom got emotional when she received that sari. Yeah.
Wonderful. And at that time, उनको याद आया कि 1200 रुपए के फ्रॉक के लिए...
नहीं, वो मैंने उनको, I don't think they remembered it, but I have reminded my mom often about it, tell the story quite often, that, you know, both my father also he's never made me want anything. If I want something, he would do some something and he would get it for me. So yeah, that's been very lucky in that space. I've never had a bad birthday. Okay. So my birthday comes right in the month when salaries get deducted for taxes or whatever. No, yeah. So, but I've never had a bad birthday. I will have my cake. I will have my friends over. I will have chips, potato wafer, very important. Rasna will definitely be there. Remember, right?
That's the typical snack that we get.
Yeah, we always used to get that. That would always be there for my birthday. I never missed a single. So yes, my my salary was just the moment that I realized that if I earn, I can do so much for the people I love. I can create so much for them. So the first salary was a very important space. Knowing that money, you can buy X for yourself and you will be happy. But when you buy it for somebody else and when you buy it for people you love, the happiness is absolutely multiplied. There is no way you can ignore the fact that when you give something to somebody and you see their face light up, there is nothing that can compensate for that kind of moment. Yeah, so that was a very important moment in my life.
It makes me ask this question. Rakshit is working right now?
He has his own organization called Lumina. Lumina is into website development, and he's already won, his team and him have won about 4 or 5 international awards in the past 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and plus he's also the marketing strategist for my organization.
How young
Liberation
is he?
Coaches. Sorry?
How young is he?
He's 24.
24. पहला गिफ्ट उनसे आपको मिला?
He gave me recently, some time back. He gave me. See, he would give me those cards and or stuff like that. He's written a letter for me. All that is there. But one of the gifts he gave me was he gave me money that he has earned.
Lovely.
How cool is that? Son giving mummy ko paisa is like, what? So yeah, that was that. It was not the money amount, but the fact that it was his earning, and it's from his earning he gave me a gift, and that was
proud
really
moment
special.
For you as
very
well.
Very special, very, very special. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, in those early jobs, what was the toughest moment that tested you the most?
My first job or the second job, I'm ignoring all the internships and everything. I'm talking about the first job in the hotel, Ambassador Group of Hotels. The person who was before me, she left, Jasanta, I even remember her name. She left within 3 days of me joining in, and she was handling this department called reservations. Reservations is where the phone rings, you pick up, take down the details of the reservation, you check if the rooms are available. Believe me, the phones won't stop.
Correct.
The 2 phones are ringing incessantly because that hotel is right in in a very prime location in Mumbai.
Correct.
And the occupancy is easily minus 127, minus 130, which means you have 100 rooms. You have booked 27 more rooms. You know what I mean? So if somebody leaves in the evening, that room gets sold again. So same room gets sold twice. So there's a very fine line of deciding which. So you ask, what is your flight? And then the person says, this is my flight. And then you kind of check, will the previous person would have gone by then? Would the new room be ready? And it's a very delicate operation, believe me. And she left. leaving me right in the middle of there. The phones wouldn't stop ringing, Mr. Mehta. They would keep ringing continuously. I would put both of them off the hook and sit and cry. Then the lady, the telephone operator would say, Vijaya, put back the phones. There are phones waiting for you. I'm like, okay, put it back. Hello, good afternoon reservations. Can I help you? Good morning reservations. Can I help you? It reached a level where at home, if the phone would ring, I would say, good morning reservations. Can I help you?
My God.
So it was very difficult handling both of that at the same time. And the fax machine would spew out something. The telex machine would spew out something. It was chaos. Absolute chaos. That department needed 3 people and there was only 1 managing it. So that was very, very difficult. It's a very difficult place. I also goofed up quite a lot. One group of 40 people, their booking was there. And you also would get those envelopes from Delhi sales office. So इसमें डाला था कि 40 people are going, foreigners are going to be coming for so and so date. That day we were already running at minus 130. मतलब we already have 130%. But the extra room तो वैसे भी नहीं मिलने वाला. And then the entire 40 people turned up at the hotel saying we have a confirmed reservation. They're like, we don't have a reservation here. They're like, no, it's there. Call Vijaya. Yes, Vijaya's right there working. It was still late night, still managing. I used to work very, very hard. And I would say, no, I don't know. Then my husband at that time, who was my boss, came and looked at all the paper lying around. There was so much of paper waiting. And then there was this envelope from the Delhi office, which said that this group is coming and it's confirmed. Right? And then you have the guy screaming over there, where are my rooms? My guests are waiting, and oh my God, absolute chaos. So yes, that was one of the toughest. And then they managed it. They put beds in the banquet hall. They called up other hotels and sent some of them over there. They even gave away the ladies, changing room to a couple of guests to sleep there. It was that much of a chaos. So that was one of the toughest incidents I remember from my first job, as a matter of fact.
So your husband was your boss at that point in time.
Yes, and he protected me. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Don't worry, we're doing it. So yeah, he
Lovely.
protected.
So he used to take care a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a very good boy. It was his department, and he was a very hard worker. Learned everything from him there, and that was tough.
So the overbooking at times, how it works? Like, say for example, if I am about to check out at 11 a.m. in the morning, and then I call reception that, okay, I'm continuing my stay.
Oh my God, that is where the minus starts.
Oh, is it?
Someone says, you know what, I'm extending my stay by 2 more days. You don't tell them, oh, get out, your booking is only till day. He says, no, sir, please continue. So that's one thing that I learned in the hotel industry. You don't say no. You maintain dignity. You never raise your voice with your clients, with your customers. You never, you're called guests. They're called guests, not even customers. So guests, you always say yes, and you try to make whatever is available for them. You organize things around their needs, and so that's one thing I really learned there. So this is exactly what would happen in business hotels. It's not a holiday resort. That is Ambassador was a business hotel. In business hotels, people will easily extend their stay. Aaj hamara meeting khatam nahi hua. We are having a meeting tomorrow. We are continuing our stay. That's where the minus starts. So if someone says I'm leaving at 11 and they decide to stay over, oh my God, don't ask.
Big pain, I would say.
Big
pain.
And usually 30 to 40% people would do that. Right? Which means that 30 to 40% of new people cannot come in. Correct? And it's a big shame to a hotel if all the other hotels in the locality are at 100% and you are running at 50-60%. मतलब बहुत लानत की बात है. So the delicate balance was to maintain it at 100, maybe even 110, because somebody leaves early, somebody checks in late. The balance was really interesting. Even today, it really makes me very happy and excited. Hotel industry still excites me because that's my first job where I learned everything.
I wasn't aware that even if the rooms are not available, then too the bookings will be accepted. So
you have to, they're very sharp. People the reservation people are very sharp. They know exactly, so they know the details of the checkout, right? So they'll say, sir, can I have a copy of your airline ticket so I can just call up and confirm for you? And we had agencies who would do that.
A smart move.
Well, of course, then you know exactly what time the guy has to check out, right? Then you can take in the next booking. And if somebody came in earlier, there would be times when they came in earlier, the guy is not yet checked out, they would say, sir, as a special guest and because you come here for the first time, if it's the first time, sir, because you come here for the third time, if it's the third time, sir, because it's your 10th visit and you're a loyal customer, we have a special breakfast waiting for you right in the coffee room. So somebody would take leakage, usko nashta ke liye room khali nahi hai.
Fantastic. Despite of all these things, you really loved your job?
I have always loved every job I've had. Every job I've had. There's a reason. If you don't love listen, life is not fair.
Correct.
Deal with it.
Correct.
Yeah, you'll only get to live your passion. Arey, Amitabh Bachchan can't live his entire passion. Yaar, who are you? Right? He has to do everything that needs to be done to ensure that his job is happening. Correct? Reading a script and doing his vocal exercises. And how is that exciting? It is not. Take a sportsman, for example, doing doing your practice and going and practicing in the net and doing your push-ups and pull-up and running. Believe me, not interesting. Deal with it.
Correct.
So you choose to love what you have in your hand. You don't get to always do what you love, right? But you can always love what you do.
Wow.
And if you do that, no day is going to be uninteresting. If you're cleaning the table, itna you clean it that people can have their food right on the table without the plate. Right? If you're making a document, make it impeccable. If you're making tea, let Obama fly down from US to have your paprika chai. I mean, it's as simple as that. Do it the best way you can. And then you will see that you will love your job. Right? The minute you compromise on the standard of your job, you can't love your job. It's not the other way around. If I love my job, I will do well. Nana, you do your job well, you will automatically love it.
Correct. You make your life and make your work interesting, in fact.
Exactly. You have to do it. I mean, if not you, then who? So that's a magic of loving your job. Whatever you do, do it well. And the more you do it better, that sense of satisfaction, that sense of happiness is so intense that you start loving it. Correct? You can only love what you're good at. You can't love what you're not good at. Just remember that. For everybody out there, if you are good at something, you will love it. If you are not good at something, you will not love it. And being good at something is your choice. It's your decision. It's your action.
Correct.
So you do it fantastically, you will fall in love.
That's great. So, interesting question. If you had to pick one skill from those early years that still helps you today as a CEO, what would it be?
One is multitasking rather. So from my first job onwards, it was always multitasking. So like I said, the phones would ring incessantly. Then you also had to cover up for the receptionist outside. And then, so that was one part of it. I've also worked in recruitment consulting. And there too, you had to not only take care of the interviews, going out meeting clients, organizing the paperwork, looking for resumes, feeding in the data, creating the MIS reports, all that. So I think multi-skilling is what, if you can learn that, multitasking, I keep saying skilling, multitasking. So if you multitask when you're younger, because your brain is really working well, you actually, that tempo is what becomes part of your DNA. Then later on, when the work becomes more complex, it doesn't surprise you or it doesn't throw you off. Right? It doesn't scare you because you're used to that kind of pace. So multiskilling is something. If I say multiskilling once more, just throw that cup at me. Okay, it's multitasking. So multitasking, if you look at multitasking is one thing that I learned from my younger job. And the second thing is dignity. So giving dignity to others and having that window of dignity for people to walk out of or to escape a difficult situation. That's what you learn in the hotel industry. You don't, if for example, let's say there is a drunk guest. Nobody kind of accuses him, how dare you drink, what's wrong with you, why do you break a glass? Not at all. You'll have the boys picking him up very nicely and kindly, taking him up to the room, ensuring he's comfortable. And next day morning when he's coming in all embarrassed, you'll find them saying, oh, don't worry, so it keeps happening, don't worry about it. You remember the movie Pretty Woman, in which she's trying to eat that escargot and it kind of goes bouncing back. The guy standing right there and says, don't worry, ma'am, it happens on the time. That's exactly what happens in, that's one thing I learned. Dignity, giving people the moment of dignity to escape from. So we have customers today who can't speak in English, who are not comfortable at all, who will speak in Hindi and Gujarati and Marathi. You just dip into their language. You speak in Hindi to them. You don't make them feel uncomfortable because they don't know English and you do. And there's a difficult word which you know and they don't. And then you don't use it as a moment to show off. Not at all. You make it so easy for them and say, "Arey sir, ye to mujhe bhi samajh mein nahi aata. Main batati hu kya iska matlab." So you go to their level. Correct. Right? Even today, I went to Africa recently and had a project there. And there are CEOs who are 6 standard pass in Gujarati, 7 standard fail in Gujarati. You're trying to teach them strategy. You're trying to teach them goal setting and vision building for their organization.
How do you do it? You don't talk about, at Microsoft, there is this. You don't do that. You say, "Chodo na, ye sab, aap PPT mat dekho, suno meri baat suno meri." And you go down to their level. So that's something you learn. You learn that people need their dignity, and you learn to give it to them. Because when you do, you become so important to them and you connect to them at a deeper level. All your education is wasted if you can't give dignity to people who are not perhaps intellectually or educationally or as per qualification up to your level, or you there's nothing you've learned. So
Correct.
respect and dignity is something that I believe truly works well, and that's what you carry from that.
It happens that when we talk about multitasking,
Yeah.
we tend to make errors as well. What would you like to say about that? Like when you are into multitasking, you do this, you do that as well, and you make some error. Happened with you?
The one I spoke to you about where the hotel industry wala wo bataya na maine wo, I took a book, the booking was there and see it. वो बहुत हुआ.
Hmm.
How do you make mistakes in multitasking? Did I make any mistakes in multitasking? I think several times. Lot of times. But it's also one thing that you keep in mind. When you do multitasking, you still have two hands and you still have two eyes, which cannot go one here and one there.
Correct.
So being mindful of what you do at that moment, right? And so several things here. When you do multitasking, one is the planning part of it. You need to have your plan absolutely in place. Second is the resources part of it. You have to ensure all the resources that you will need for that multitasking is arranged and prepped in advance. 3 is time allocation. You have to ensure that you are keeping your time absolutely, sacrosanct when it comes to allocation and working. There are several mantras to ensuring that your mistakes are minimalized. It will never be a zero. At least it will be at a minimum, which is bearable. Right? So I think those are lessons that I learned maybe because one is I'm a woman. Women can multitask. Remember, they are really good at it. And second is I already had a child very early. I was studying and having my child at the same time. So it kind of started from there. And then I would have the book in my hand. I would be studying. I'd be singing a song for him because he was a crybaby. And then I would also be stirring the food for the night. And I'd be folding clothes with one hand. I think it came from there. Like I said, compulsion. So your multitasking came from the fact that life threw you a lot of challenges and you learn to deal with it, and then automatically you learn some skills out of it. So mistakes, yes. Learning, yes.
Lovely. So that makes me move to the next and very interesting segment, Vijaya. And what was your vision when you started Liberation Coaches? Did you imagine it would touch lakhs of people?
Yes. How arrogant is that? No, the fact. So yes, was completely
That yes
sure.
comes only after success.
But so I'll tell you how we began with creating. See, being in consulting kind of tells you what is the right way. Many people already have their businesses. They don't get the opportunity to create the beginning.
Correct.
We got the opportunity to create the beginning. And the beginning of any organization starts with determining the core values of the business. It starts with determining the core purpose of the business. It starts with determining the big, hairy, audacious goal of the business. It starts with you deciding the strategy for the next 3 years. All of this on paper, right? So you learned it for the first time in my life. Me and my colleague Amol Mule and Ashish, we were able to sit together. So the first thing we did was not plan kahan se dhanda aayega. The first thing we planned was what are the core values of the business. So luckily, we were able to start from basic. Most business owners don't get the opportunity. They
Correct.
just go running, they start, and then 10 years later, they realize, oh my God, what is my purpose and what is my value and where is my goal? They realize it later. But for me, very lucky, we started from the basic. So there itself, we had decided. So one of the first goals we wrote down was, oh my God, stupid goal. We wrote down in the year 2020, which will be 15 years from then, we will take over McKinsey.
McKinsey.
Yeah. So I mean, but did you plan to touch lakhs? Yes, we did. Okay. And I think we're still running short. a lot. So we have a long way to go, right? So we started off with a very large goal. Yes, see, it's like this. If you don't ask for a large goal, if you don't aspire for larger, you'll never reach there. If you ask for 1,000, you'll get 800. But guess what? If you didn't ask for 1,000, you'll never get 800. So always ask for more. So when we started the business, yes, we started off with imagining that lakhs and crores of people will be touched because of what we do. We didn't know how, we didn't know where and how quickly and how difficult it would be. But this we knew that we are on that path to create transformation in the lives of millions of people. So we started with that.
So, getting the first client is extremely important, right? Now, when you onboarded the first client, did your first client ask all these questions like how many clients you already have? How can I trust your company that you are the best? All that thing when you start off with all these things, all these questions
He was such a nice man, Girish Kothari. That was his name, Mr. Girish Kothari. He was the owner of a company called Home Cable, and he was the guy who
Home Cable.
Home Cable. It used to exist as
I remember that.
Remember, right?
Yeah.
He was our first client, and I'm so surprised. I must give this credit to him, of course, and also to Amol Mule because he went and closed the deal. So he was the one handling business development then and even today. So he got the first check. We got our first laptop with that first check. We didn't have a laptop till then. I have no idea what he said and what presentation he gave and how he convinced the customer that we would do a great job with him. So I have no idea how that magic happened. I have always believed that in addition to your work, in addition to everything that will go right for you because of your hard work and your qualification and education and exposure, experience, work, everything, there's this tiny nugget of luck. I 100% believe in it. There are too many people out there who worked very hard and that luck has not touched their life. I've always maintained that I am one of the 1% luckiest people in the world. And I can tell you, our first client was sheer luck. Because at that moment, we didn't have any past history of successful clients. I was barely 20 years back, was what, 32, 31 years old. At 31, how do you trust? I think my colleagues were younger. They're 6 years younger than me. So I think that that first client that we got was definitely through luck, right? Because at past we didn't have a track record. So I do believe that we will do anything and everything, but that tiny bit of luck, karma, will help you and will support you. So the first client happened like that. And even today, thank you to him, because then we got many clients in that locality. He had a good network and we said, we are working with Home Cable. Oh, okay, well, come and meet up with us. And then the third and the fourth. So because of that one guy, we got a lot of businesses. And Mr. Mule, of course, worked magic with the client. And me, I am one of the top 1% lucky people in the world.
So how is your business model? Like it's subscription or what is it?
So no, so we are in a specialized field called organization development, OD.
Okay.
Organization development.
Okay.
Organization development works in the premise that if you want to transform an organization, you want to make an organization perform 3x, 4x, 5x, it's people. So any intervention that you do with people will help you to grow phenomenally, right? People are the key. There's no point in you having a very upgraded machinery from Germany if the worker says, maine chalaunga. What are you going to do? It's a 5 crore worth of machine. The worker says, maine chalaunga. Supervisor says, maine karaunga. Now what? It doesn't matter how big an infrastructure you have, how beautiful an office you have, and how expensive your machinery is. And it doesn't matter if your people decide to rebel or resist anything, nothing is going to grow. So we work with people. OD says people can make your company grow 10 times more with the same infrastructure with micro incremental changes. They are the people who can drive. It's always said that the best ideas in the world will not succeed if the people decide that it's a bad idea. And the worst ideas in the world can be a phenomenal success if people decide that they will make it a success. So our work is predominantly with people, which means we do right from the coaching, training, consulting, performance management, vision building, strategy building, goal setting, policies and non-negotiable standards. We look at succession planning as one of our offerings where the second, third generation could join in. We look at delegation and empowerment as a business model. So a lot of this is to do with people. So we work with it. So sales strategies, for example, or sales, what's the point of you having a great product if your salesman is not qualified or if he decides not to sell, he doesn't love the product. So we work with them. So we work with mindsets, we work with skills, We work with the habits of a person. We work with the attitude that a person would have towards his work. So a lot of people-oriented work is what OD is all about. And we are experts at it. We are excellent at it. And especially when it comes to small businesses and family businesses. I can guarantee you the kind of understanding we have and the kind of rapport we build with these businesses, it cannot be, it's very difficult to replicate. So, yeah, that's it. Our business model is organization development, especially with family businesses and small businesses. And we have 3,000-4,000 clients. We've had them in the past 20 years. And even today, we continue to work with them. We even help them to build your family code of conduct, the family constitution, because of course, there's going to be conflicts in families. So all of this is what we do. So that's a business model. So it's not subscription-based, it's project-based. So you have a 12-month, 14-month project, okay, for X. Then that is extended. 80% of our clients extend with us for the next several years. Like my oldest client might be around 12 years old who's been with me. Then we have some clients who are 8-9 years old, some of them 5 years old. So most of them continue with us. So business model is organization development. It is not subscription based, it's project based. And it starts with diagnosis of the organization and its needs and its owners, the personalities of people, and who are the people who will resist change and what the people who will support change. And then we create a proposal, present it, and we take it from there.
So Vijay, you often talk about passion, profession, and purpose. How do you define the difference between all of them?
Ah, nice word. It's my kind of question. It's a wonderful question. So it's like this. Passion is your choice. Profession is the client's choice. And purpose is the world's choice.
Correct.
I'll explain this to you. So imagine you love singing. You're very passionate about it. Very, very passionate. Doesn't guarantee you're a great singer, but you're passionate about it. You know, you decide to sing when you want to sing, right? So you can choose which rag you want to sing, which song you want to sing, and nobody's judging you for it. Nobody's paying you for it. So people have passion and they live with passion. You see, most people who live with passion or do their task, it's about the career part. When you pick up a task because it's your passion, guess what? You may not be good at it, and you will make your choice because that's what your passion is. So, and mostly you don't sacrifice anything. People may say, I'm sacrificing for my passion. No, you don't. It's your passion. See, end of the day, you're happy.
You don't sacrifice.
You don't sacrifice. It's
Correct.
your passion. You love doing it. When you love doing something, how is that sacrifice?
Correct.
When you do something you don't like, that's sacrifice, right? Yeah, you're loving doing it. Oh, I don't earn. Oh, don't ask me for, to commercialize this. It's my passion. Yes, exactly. It's your passion. Your family's suffering because you're living your passion. You're happy. Very good. Congratulations. Great. So that's passion. Passion is when people do what they love to do. Profession is when you do what the client wants you to do. And if you're very lucky, you'll find 10-20% of your passion in your profession. Baki 80%, you're supposed to do what the business or the profession demands you to do. Think of a nurse. If the nurse has the passion of taking care of the people who are unwell, or a doctor, or nurse. Nurse is better. So I love to give people soup and medicine. Great. But tell me, if you were a professional nurse, does it stop at soup and medicine? Then you have to clean the patient, you have to change the bed covers, you have to change the blanket, you have to apply bandages, and you have to clean wounds and bed sores, and you have to clean vomit, and you have to handle the family, and that is part of a profession. So when you have work for your passion, you forget there are areas that you will have to do if it's a profession, because the client is paying you for it. Your customer is paying you for it. So profession is when you learn to live your profession and be true to your profession, irrespective of what the profession demands you to do. An actor who says, acting is my passion, wonderful, right? Tell me it's your profession. Does your entire mindset, of course it changes. You have to go for marketing events. You have to go hobnob with people. You have to go for audition. You have to build your body or not your body, as the case may be. That's not easy. 80% is that work. 90% is that work. 10% you get to act.
Correct.
So that's the difference between passion and profession. People who are professionals, they understand this. That if I get 10% of what I really love to do in my work, I'm very lucky. 90%, damn it, I have to earn that 10% by working 90% on those things that is needed by my profession. I may or may not like it.
I agree.
Right? And then as you keep working on your profession, as you keep, and there's a lot of sacrifice needed when you're a professional, a lot of sacrifice needed. People have to shift cities for a profession.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. So remember, so people have to do that. If it's so, so when you have your, like at bed, I met recently a gentleman called Dr. Solanki, called a Solar Man of India. He's not gone home for 16 years. Because he wants to spread awareness about sustainable energy, about saving the environment, etc. He's got 2 daughters. I don't think he spent too much time with them. And when he was speaking about, recently I was at TEDx and he was one of the speakers. I was one of the speakers. He was after me and he was speaking about it. And he spoke about how he's not, he had tears in his eyes. If I ask him, how much money are you making? Honestly, I don't think he's making any money. That is not his focus at all. He's passionate about environment and he's working over there. But if he were an environmentalist who's professional, he would ask for sponsorships. He would go and ask for money. He would ensure ads are made. He would ensure social media influencing is happening with him. So he has to work on, he has to pay his taxes. I'm sure even today, I don't know if he does. So, I mean, how he does it, because I don't think he earns too much. So in profession, you have to do everything.
Correct.
And then when you sacrifice enough for your profession, at some point of time, your mind will ask you, क्या कर रहा है? क्यों कर रहा है? राइट इतना मेहनत क्यों कर रहा है, इतना सैक्रिफाइस क्यों कर रहे हो, किसके लिए कर रहे हो? उसका जवाब आपका पर्पस है.
Because 16 years being away from your home, it's a task. I would say.
Isn't that crazy? And at some point of time, something will ask you, your heart will ask you, why are you doing this? Your heart will give you your answer. And now that answer is your purpose. Purpose doesn't happen at 18 and 20 and 12 and, oh, my passion is my purpose. Nah. You work for 25 years in your profession. And then at some moment, you will get that spark which says, this is the purpose I was born to do. This is what I'm meant to do. This is my existence being validated. अगर मैं पैदा हुई हूँ या मैं जिंदा हूँ तो इस चीज की वजह से हूँ. वो जवाब आता है जब when you sacrifice your profession enough. Right? You will have people like a cameraman standing there for hours and hours and hours, or editing. 10 minutes of work takes 3 days of editing. At some point of time, you'll throw down and say, क्यों कर रहा हूँ भाई? कितना क्यों editing कर रहा हूँ? His heart will tell you, because when you create and you edit and you submit, it's magic. Your existence is validated because you created magic with raw data.
Correct.
See, you found your purpose. So purpose is what comes after you spend years working on something, sacrificing a lot, correct? 90% doing things you don't really love, but it needs to be done. Then you find your purpose. And that's the difference between passion, profession, and purpose.
Wonderful. And very interestingly, Vijay, entrepreneurship is not a straight line. When I talk about straight line, it reminds me Jordan Belfort. I love that guy. So was there any low point where you thought of giving up? How did you push through?
No, what? Never thought of giving up. I mean, what do you have left? I mean, you're known for your job. You're known for your work, your organization. My identity is my organization. Where would you leave your identity? Where would you go if you left your identity? I mean, I have no clue. I mean, I don't know how do people even leave anything. You can't. Once you have given, it's like, your child is giving you too much trouble. Will you drop your kid and go? No, I'm going to be there forever. It doesn't matter how horrendous the kid is and what a monster the child is. I'm going to still be there. It's when you start an organization, believe me, it's your child. It is. Every person, every associate inside that organization or with that organization is yours.
Correct.
You don't drop something which is yours and go away. You don't drop your child and go away. It doesn't matter how tough the circumstances are. So it's simple. I mean, did you ever want to... Were there lows? Of course. Every year, every month, we have some lows. Some clients leave. Some clients are difficult. Some employees leave. Some of them join and they're not performing. And then you have a financial crisis somewhere. Then you have that. And it is a never-ending process. And there have been places where it was so low. The problems were so much. I remember 2009-10. Remember the economic crash?
Yes.
At that time, we were neck deep in debt, in everything. There was no money. All clients stopped working with us. There was no projects happening. We still had a team of people whose salaries had to be paid, rent has to be paid. And I remember me and my colleague, both of us, we took up teaching assignments in colleges. So every college we would apply for visiting faculty. Luckily, I was in NMIMS where the minute I called up ma'am Seema Mahajan, she said, "हाँ आजा आजा, बहुत है काम," and I went to teach there, and then got something from Amity, then got from NI Sparta, then got somewhere from whatever. So I got 3 or 4 colleges which wanted faculty. So I would start my lectures at 7:30 in the morning, wind up at 9:30 in the night, right? And including Sundays.
14 hours.
Yes, every single day. Each lecture, they pay very, colleges don't pay very highly for lecturers, so I won't even tell the money right now, but it was very small. And that amount that was collected was then used to pay your rent and your salaries. There was a time when I could only speak like, I can't speak right now. What's up? That was my voice. I went to the doctor. I was coughing blood. The doctor said, your throat is raw because you're speaking 14 hours in a day. Just you need to have complete rest to your throat for about a month. You cannot, you'll lose your voice. I look at her and say, can't, I have rent to pay, I have salaries to pay. Just give me some medicine quickly. I have another lecture. So that was the worst part. So 2 years was so bad, right? Even then, I don't think we asked anybody to leave. I don't think we didn't pay a rent on time or we didn't pay the telephone bill on time. We continued through that, both of us. And I had kids at home. I had 2 children at home. And I'm telling you, they supported. Husband didn't. He only said, he would keep garam pani for me. He would have, have hot water and gargle your throat. And he would support me in every which way possible. Kids were so accommodating at that time. They were so tiny. And I don't know how, but those were really tough times, right? But even then, even for a moment, the thought that, oh, let me stop this and go back to, and I had also had offers from corporates. Yeah, they had offers from corporates to work with them. And believe me, the income would have been 15, 20 times more than what I was anyway earning. But the thought of giving up on a child that you've given birth to, which is liberation coaches, didn't occur for even a second.
That's... Vijaya, at times it happens that there are a lot of difference in opinions. You were talking more about your co-director, your co-partner, to be more precise. So whenever you're discussing about any project, before you start working on it, Amul, you said, right?
Yes.
Any fights?
Oh my
Business
God.
fights, corporate fights.
Excuse me, all the time. All the time. I remember the fight yesterday and day before yesterday. I mean, we fight all the damn time. We are the toughest of, I would say, competitors too. And we are the closest of friends too. And we work really well together. We fight all the time. But one thing is very sure. Both of us have the same purpose that we work for. That is
Perfect.
Energizing, enabling, and empowering people to live a liberated life. And the core values that we have, the 6 core values that we follow, is absolutely the same. So that keeps the entire journey, I would say, tolerable, right? Otherwise, the fights are immense. Oh, it's fun. Many of our clients call us because we fight. So I have a client who will say, I have an idea. I want to bounce it off. Can both of you come? And if I say I'm not available, why Mr. Mule can come? And Mule will say, ऐसा करते ना, मैम के साथ बात करो. नहीं, आप दोनों आइए ना, मुझे आप दोनों का ही झगड़ा सुनना है. जब आप लोग झगड़ा करते हैं, मुझे बहुत ideas मिलते हैं. So that's how we fight all the time. There is no escaping that. But we also have decided to work forever together on whatever project. I think that's the promise that we've made.
That's commitment.
That's commitment for, yeah, absolutely, you're right. Thank you. So that's about it. झगड़े, of course, सब में होता है. जिस कंपनी में हम जाते हैं, वहाँ झगड़ा होता है. ठीक है? 2 brothers working together, fights. Husband, wife working together, fight. Father, sons, fights. Uncles, aunties, everybody fight. There's fight everywhere. But you don't give up on what you started, right? There is a way out of the fight. That you just have to discover that way.
Correct. Now, why this question? Because that brings me to a very interesting and my favorite segment, that is boardroom life and corporate governance. Yeah. So, first thing, how many boards you are serving right now, and how different are they from each other, I would say? So, for example, if you are on how many boards right
3
now?
boards.
3 boards. So, can you tell me a little bit more about all 3 boards? How different it actually functions?
Sure. So I'm an independent director. So not including my own organization, I'm an independent director with 3 boards. Right. One is Gopal Snacks Limited, which is based in Rajkot. They're into snacks. of course.
Yeah, I know.
Very well known, actually. So the second is LCC Projects Limited. They are in Ahmedabad. They are into irrigation systems and dams and government projects and everything. Quite a large organization. The third one is Unique Chains and Jewels Limited. They are into gold chain and jewelry, right? So B2B business, that's what they're in. So how are the business products? Of course, extremely different. The culture, extremely different, because each of them comes from a different space, of course, and the way they work is very different. But one thing is definitely there. The similarity is that all of them are very ethical.
Correct.
All of them are very ambitious. Otherwise, they would not become a limited company. All of them are willing to be held accountable for what they do. So there are many similarities between them. The difference is that I'm very attached in a manner to Gopal Snacks Limited, because the son Raj Hadwani was my student in Narsi Monji when I was a teacher 10 years back.
Wow.
Long association. I was invited when
He contacted you for
I
this?
didn't even know he was, the heir apparent for, or the successor for Gopal Snacks. I didn't even know it. He said, "Ma'am, we are looking for an independent director. Would you be interested?" And I had this vision board in which I had literally written just a few days back, and had joined the course of independent directors from the, Directors Institute. I joined them, and 1 week later I get a call. I'm like, oh, this is karma, man, when to happen. So, invited me, met up with them, and I didn't even remember his face. I mean, not really. 10 years, 7, 8 years
10
back.
years back.
कहाँ याद रहता है? And met up with them, understand, came back, said, exam तो देना पड़ेगा boss, अब तो कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. So that kind of happened. So there's a different kind of expectation, right? Because I know where they come from and the entire history there. So there my approach is very different. The second organization is LCC Projects. Their DHRP has just been filed, and so there it's very different. I don't know them personally, and the space is different. The space that they operate in is different. So if you ask me about differences, all three of them, Unique Chains, very different. Father, two sons.
Yeah.
Very different. So there is a lot of difference in the way they operate. That's because the nature of their business is very different.
Correct.
So it's a nature of the business difference thing. The management thing, not really, because what makes them similar is that I said the need to grow, the ambition, the value system that they have today, and the need to be and the willingness to be held accountable. So there are a lot of similarities, I believe, in the boards that I serve today. And I'm kind of convinced that almost every board I will serve will be the same in that respect. They may operate in business in different places. And I also believe that you also set your own markers, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of set that parameter and the framework of how your work with them would be.
Correct.
I think that's what makes it similar. So
It makes sense.
so they may be different, but then you are the same. So you bring something very similar to all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Vijay, a very important question that I have in my mind, when we talk about independent director, they are not a full-time board member.
No.
Correct. So how do you understand, how do you learn more about the company before you attend their meeting? Like, you are not going to the office regularly, right? So what exactly happens?
Okay. So my way, I'm talking about my way, is that I will take out 2 days or 3 days and I'll go there. I'll meet up with each of their HODs, spend about an hour with them, make extensive notes about them and what they do and how they do it and what are the challenges that they face and what are the success stories that they have. I will spend time with the owners, with the founders, with the executive board and ask them about their story, how they began, what led them till here, what are the expectations, what their vision is, etc. So I will take out that time to go and understand the organization and the press. So if you talk to me about some person in the organization, so during the induction orientation part of it, I insist on this. It's not me sitting here and having an online meeting and finishing it off. I would definitely take the time to go meet up with each and make a small report on my observations, send it across. That's how I get more engaged with the organization that I work with. So that helps me. There they talk about everything, the history, the structure, who's reporting to who, what do they have, what products and how and where the challenges are and what success stories have they created and who are the oldest people in the system and the youngest in the system and how many of them are new and old and everything. So you get a very quick orientation to them. That's what makes your life easy when something comes to you. When you go through it, it makes kind of sense, right? So that's my way of working. So, and has helped me till now.
So do you think that learning corporate governance is good
At
for
every level.
any professional's career growth, because it's important?
Someone who learns corporate governance, right, has an easy way to step into the boardroom. So do you really think it's important, or like, okay, he's my friend, the way you mentioned that Raj calls you that, ma'am, we are looking for an independent director, please join us, and you just join, right, without understanding or learning corporate governance. So do you really think corporate governance play a vital role in someone's career growth?
So the first thing is that let's get this straight, that when someone invites you, there are two ways of you getting invited to be on the board, right? One is that they saw your name, they liked your face, they don't know anything about you, but they read about you and they say, oh, this person looks easy or looks difficult, let us bring. That's the first way of getting in somebody. The second way of getting somebody in is your track record and your history with them, right? And if you intend to build a strong, and if they know, that's because they know the standards that you have for yourself, they know the kind of ethics that you follow, and
Correct.
they know something about you, and they want you on their board because that's what they want to build. So it's corporate governance has to be in your DNA, number one. Ethics has to be in your DNA, following norms and systems and policies and developing systems and policies that sync with the economy and with the law, and that has to be part of your DNA. You can always learn more, but the first step, I mean, how do I put this? It's like a singer. Unless you have an aptitude for rag and tal and lay, it is not possible to be a successful singer. You can always learn later all the rags available, you can learn about musical instruments, and you can experiment with singing and learn the alap. But the core has to be that you have to be someone who is musical.
Correct.
The same works with corporate governance.
Same tuning.
The tuning has to be there. The corporate governance. So you need to, the minute somebody says, Aajao, become an independent director. Remember, I've seen many of them who don't make an impact. Remember, you've been invited. You have to feel very proud of being invited. You can't take it for granted. Just because you know someone being invited, the minute you're invited, damn it, man, everything changes.
Correct.
Now suddenly you are somebody important who's there to create an impact, who's there to guide. You better go and learn. Even if you know nothing about law, you better go and learn, because now you're no longer just that woman or just that man. You're not just somebody they know. Now you're somebody very critical in the cog of the entire, you're a critical cog in the machinery. So you have to learn about corporate governance. But at the core, you need to be ethical. At the core, you need to know what is right and what is wrong. Most corporate governance is not even about the law. It's about what is morally right and wrong.
Correct.
Right? The law can support you in your thought process. So you have to go and learn it. So whether, and people, whoever becomes an independent director, luckily that examination that they have to give within 2 years, it's great. Because then you will go back, you will learn something, if not everything. Correct? You will know what machinery is available for whatever is happening in the company and why it is important. थोड़ा शिद्दत की जरूरत होती है ना? थोड़ा सा मन से करो जो कर, मैंने पहले ही बताया, whatever you do it with as though that's your last day on earth, do it well. So the invitation came, but it didn't make life easy. As a matter of fact, it was more difficult. Right? It was more difficult because you're not even qualified. Now the expectation from you and the responsibility that you have is multiplied 100-fold. So you have, like I said, I had just joined your institute, to do that course, and that books came, and my God, the minute I was invited and I was approved, the amount of learning I had to do was crazy. After working the entire day, I would still go back and study, because I know that is an important role that you're performing. So anybody who's an independent director has to remember this. It's not just a title or a position, it's a responsibility.
Correct.
The more you go back and learn about it, the more justice you will do to that role that's given to you. If you are an independent director on the board of an organization, you're there to create an impact and to contribute. You're not just a figurehead sitting there looking pretty. It doesn't work that way. I'm telling you, you will not respect yourself if that's what you're doing. Right? So that kind of study, going there, meeting up with people, ensuring that you're doing the right thing, going back and learning again, coming back, going again, learning, coming back. Continuous learning is what you have to do. And corporate governance needs to be in your DNA if you're a professional. It doesn't matter if you're not an independent director on the board. It doesn't matter. The minute you choose a profession, the governance for that industry has to be in your DNA. And that's and there's no option or choice. Today, you have technology just seeping in a bit. Believe me, 10 years, it's going to be transformational. Unless you have it in your DNA to know what is right and what is wrong and do right, you're going to be in such a soup. Because there you can't go 10 years later and start struggling about what's right and wrong. You need to know right now. So, because at that time, the monitoring system will be very, very sharp. The way they assess everything, that evaluation is going to be very, very accurate. Today, it's a little loose because we're not yet using as much data. There's no tracking mechanism as I would say, intense as it ought to be. 5 to 10 years, it's all going to change. The more you know about corporate governance, the more you make it part of your DNA, the more you allow it to be executed in whatever you do, your life is going to be simple in the future. So yes, learning needed, integrating into your system needed. Corporate governance is everything. It will bring sanity to the world. Absolute sane. You want a sane world? Corporate governance is the key.
Lovely. Now let's scale that. Juggling multiple boards at the same time. You're on 3 boards, you said. How does that change the game? Tough question.
No, it doesn't change the game.
Is it?
How does it change the game? It's a prep. You're on 1 board. What do? You do the prep. You're on 2 boards. What do? You do the prep. You're on 3 boards. What do? You do the prep. You're on 7 boards. What do? You do the prep. Right? Your time that you give to your board involvement and the time you have on prep. The prep has to be 60%. Board work has to be 40% or 70% and 30%. It can't be lesser.
Correct.
Right? That's it. You do your prep. So if there is a board meeting or a committee meeting, they send the documents in advance. You go through it word to word, make your notes about the questions you want to ask. You're ready and prepared for the meeting. You're only there for the meeting. You're not there to execute anyway. The entire work is being done by somebody. And when there is a second board meeting, right, I'm sure there's no overlap. And I'm sure, so at the most, if there's an overlap, they always ask you, are you available? And you say, listen, I'm not available at this time. I'm available from this time. So what you do is prep. You can't have a comfortable life. That's true. But you never could have a comfortable life if you were ambitious anyway.
Correct.
Right? So it's about prep. So what does it really, what changes? You are still who you are. Right? You still have a moral compass, which is very strong. You still are very, very committed to what you do. You still want to excel in what you do. You still have the same work. ऐसा नहीं कि यहाँ पर Greek में आ रहा है, वो Latin में आ रहा है, वो Hindi में आ रहा है. तो क्या? Not at all. It's all English. It's all what you've learned, right? And what you are supposed to do anyway. If you don't know, you ask. Nobody says don't have to ask. So let's assume there's something you have the agenda is sent to you in advance and notes are sent. So if you don't understand, you call up and you ask and say, what does it really mean? I don't understand this. You go online. I mean, we use ChatGPT for writing mails. Why not use it for learning something about what is not available or what is not, what you don't know? So nothing changes, right? You just become a more intense and better person over a period of time. When you become an expert, you learn to skim and you become an expert at noting what is going wrong and what is right and what you want to ask. Nothing really goes wrong, I'm telling you, most of the time. The SEBI is great. Your parameters and the filtrations that people have and the due diligence that happens is amazing. It's very difficult to kind of escape, right? Very difficult to escape. There was a time. Now it is very difficult to. There are too many people out there who want to make this their purpose in life, to ensure due diligence and corporate governance. So your life is simplified and nothing changes. Nothing changes. If who you are at the core hasn't changed, then nothing changes for you. You may have to, no, I don't even think you need to sleep lesser, really.
I think that earlier what used to happen is companies used to onboard independent director like a check in the box activity.
Exactly.
So
it was very, very random.
Just to save the penalties and all that.
Yeah. Now it's become very organized. It's a great place to be in. It's a good place to be in. And you have to, so I've had people asking me when they see me post that I've become an independent director or if I'm having something on LinkedIn, I have them calling me up and asking me about, how is it? Tell us something more. And I tell them very simply, 1, join an organization which will guide you through the ropes, which will take care of your education and learning. 2, dedicate yourself to learning, right? And 3, be out there. Tell them, and you can't be weak here or here and expect to be on the board of an organization. You can't. You have to be strong here and here. Correct? You can be vivacious, you can be funny, you can be amusing, you can be everything, but you can't be weak here and here. Your heart has to be strong, your mind has to be stronger. Correct? And then it's not easy. It's very easy. It's not at all difficult. Nobody's asking you to do something that you're not. If it is not who you are, then it is difficult. For example, I have met somebody recently and they want to be on the board of an organization and they've asked me what to do. And I met the person, spoke to them for a little while to give them guidance, to mentor them, of course. I found the person a little weak, not assertive, right? If you're not assertive, if you do not focus on excellence, you cannot be on the board, and you should not be on the board, honestly. नहीं करना चाहिए, मत करो, क्यों कुछ और कर लो ना
Your
life
points
में.
will not be.
Don't do it now. You won't create an impact. You won't create an impact. Only there to sign the paper. You're creating no impact at all. What's the point? End of your life, you turn back and say, मैं तो 7 बोर्ड में थी या था, लेकिन मैंने कुछ भी impact create नहीं किया. You want that as your eulogy when people speak about you. So you have to be amazing at the core.
Yeah,
strong at
because being an independent director, you are a public news that you are on the boards of.
Yes, you have to take a stand. You have to be committed to that. You have to take it seriously.
Correct.
And if you take it seriously, it's not difficult. If you take it casually, of course it's difficult. You take anything casually, it's difficult. Damn it. Yeah.
I got that. So, you're known to put in 16 hours a day. How do you keep that balance between your own workload and your boardroom responsibilities? I mean, it's a very, very tough task. 16 hours a day. And to add on this, how would you also manage your personal life?
Okay. So it's a rule. All right. I will spend 90 minutes to 120 minutes is my time.
Okay.
Okay. Which means it doesn't matter if I work for 16 hours or 18 hours. After that, 90 to 120 minutes is mine. I have a lot of hobbies, right? I'm an artist. I love to paint acrylic on canvas. I love to sketch a bit. I like to write. I've written 7 books till now. I have 93 more to go.
Wow.
100 ka target. 100 ka target. Life mein.
And that's by which year?
But I'll live up to 120. So that's another, 68 years में. 68 years में 93 books लिख सकते हैं. कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. 120 में मरने वाली हूँ वैसे भी तो I have that 100 books and in a year, so every year 2-3 books is easily manageable, right? So I love to write. I also have this daily writing which is called wisdom capsules, which I post every single day without a break. Been doing it for 10 years now. Read a book, take a chapter, write the summary, do some artwork, post it. I have 3-4 lakh people following me on that. So I do that every day. I record songs every week. I do art. So acrylic on painting on canvas every week, or at least 2 in a month, because they're quite large. But sketching every single day without fail. Reading, I read 3-4 books at a time, So in other words, those 1.5 to 2 hours, it's mine. No one dares to. I will watch horror movies. I will watch any series that's happening. That movie may take me 1 month to complete, because every day I'm able to watch it is 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Doesn't matter. I will still do it. It's time pass. I'll do it.
You love watching horror movies.
Oh yeah, horror movies. Of course, the scarier the better. So
Strange.
yeah.
Because I when I used to watch the horror series, I used to be like this, and okay, mom is the evil gone now? Yes, then I'll open my eyes. Okay, evil is gone. And you love watching horror movies?
I love the way you looked at me and said strange. Yeah, so I love horror movies. I've watched every horror movie that you can think of, mostly, right? So in other words, what I'm saying is it's not difficult to balance everything, provided there's some things that I don't do. Go for random social events all the time.
Okay.
I will not. Right? So, which means I save minimum 6 hours per event. 30 events, 6 hours into 30, 240 hours, 10 days saved in a year. Correct? I will not randomly hobnob socially, which means go down, sit at the katta, talk to friends and do time pass. Nah. I can't do it. I don't do it. That's another 2 hours save every single day. See, on the phone, having long gossip conversations with people, nah, save time again. I will not go to a place where I am not important enough, or that person is not important enough to me. I will not go there. If I'm 1 of 100 and I'm nobody there, why go? Or if I do have to go, I'll go in the last 15 minutes, take a photo saying, listen, I was here, and leave. So protecting your time is very important.
Correct.
You have to protect your time. If you protect your time, so I always believe it's not time that you lack, it is intention.
Wonderful. It's intention.
It's intention that you lack, right? So you can really do. So how do I manage the energy levels? By doing something I love. How do I protect my time? By ensuring I don't waste time. People have accused me of having 48 hours in a day and not 24. Double tax dena chahiye aapse, aise bolte hain log. So it's about managing your time and knowing how to say no to certain things. And I still have enough time. I'm doing a course on AI right now. I just finished a Stanford program. I finished an IMB program. I finished continuously I'm studying something or the other. I don't think it's time one lacks, really. So how does one manage 16-hour days and plus some intention?
Though it's tough one, but you know how to make it simple.
Yes. Simplify your life for you.
Correct.
I still love to cook. If I'm going home, I'm cooking. I also love to cook.
Yes.
Right? So it's about, I don't know why people say time nahi hai. I don't understand. What do you mean by time nahi hai? Then stop TikTok scrolling then. Stop being on Instagram and not doing time pass. Stop it. Okay, do time pass maybe 10 minutes and I do it. Why not? But like I said, you ask for more, you'll get more. You ask for less, you'll get less. Right? So ask for everything from life. Sab mango, sab milega.
Correct. वंडरफुल. कहते हैं ना कि बिजी होने से अच्छा बिजी बताना.
हाँ
It's like
बस वही है, बिल्कुल वही. ठीक है. तो बिजी हो जाओ, बिजी बताओ मत, बिजी हो जाओ. Right? So even if the night at 1:30, 2 o'clock you'll call me up, you'll find me doing something. I'm writing, I'm reading, I'm doing some artwork, I'm doing some sketching, I'm doing something. Till I sleep, I'm doing something. So I also believe one doesn't have to wake up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. Don't. It doesn't matter what time you wake up. It's more important about what you do after you wake up.
Correct.
What's the point of waking up at 4 in the morning and 5 in the morning then doing a lot of time pass? What's the point? You wake up at 10 o'clock, but 10 o'clock to next day, like when people say, that person doesn't sleeps at 2 in the night, doesn't matter. And wakes up at 10, very good. 10 o'clock you wake up, no problem. But 10 o'clock to 2 a.m. what you do is very important. You manage that part extremely well. Don't compromise there. Dedicate your 100% to it. एक moment को निचोड़ के उसको काम करवाओ. Then it doesn't matter what time you sleep or what time you wake up. See, time is a fluid concept.
Correct.
We have set a clock which says 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Time is fluid. You use that fluidity to your advantage. You take advantage of it. Don't look at the clock. Sleep when you're tired, wake up when you're not tired.
Got it.
Simple. Keep it fluid and then see how magical your time commitments are and how wonderful you're able to spend time on everything that you love. Plus, you're able to give 100% to what you are doing in your task. So that's about it. Think of time as a fluid concept. Don't worry about, I only slept for 4 hours. What to do? Okay, आज नींद नहीं आई, उठ गए. Very good. उठ गए ना, अब कुछ करो. लेट के ऊपर, don't look at the sky and say what do I do next. Just get up, do something. Utilize it. Do it. Yeah. Right? So that's the key of 16 hours plus of working every day. Right?
Wonderful. Right. So what's one thing about being an independent director that nobody really warns you about?
The fact that you could so easily become...
This is a scary question,
It's a scary question. The fact that you could easily become a figurehead and have no impact. That nobody warns you about. Everybody thinks, I'm going to create an impact. But remember, creating an impact takes effort. Right? One doesn't just breeze in and create an impact. It doesn't work that way. No, not Amitabh Bachchan, not Aishwarya Rai either. So when you walk in, your presence will not create an impact unless you make sure you do. So that nobody warns you about. They think that, and another thing, the money. There'll be money coming in. Don't be in it for the money. Right? Don't talk about the extra income don't do that. Because then when you're there, you're only thinking, when will this get over and I'll get my check? If you do that, you will not create an impact. Or if you're still thinking about the money, okay, go ahead. But then you say, agar मैंने इतना पैसा लिया है, तो इसके 100 गुना मैं क्या contribute करूं? How do I contribute 100 times more to what they're paying me? You go there with your guns blazing. So the biggest fear is you being there, signing documents, becoming nothing but a signing documenter, and having no impact at all. That is the most scary thing. You should be scared of that. Right? So that's the only thing that nobody warns you about that. So one is, if you don't create an impact, you become just a figurehead, a signing person. And then you have nothing, you have no identity. So that they don't warn you about it. And you also have to have tiny battles there. When something is going wrong, you need to be assertive enough to point it out. You have to understand your role. You have to understand your role. Nobody warns you about that there's a possibility you will not take your role seriously. You're in it for the money. That doesn't work. You look at the role, independent director of a limited company who is accountable to the public. Public has invested their money. You are supposed to be there keeping an eye, because everybody in the public cannot keep an eye. So you are appointed to keep an eye to ensure corporate governance. You understand your role. If you don't do it, you will be nothing but just a figurehead. Right? You may have 5 boards and 7 boards, but then when people want an easy way out, they'll call you. And do you want that to be your reputation? Do you want people to say कि, अरे क्या तुमको कोई ऐसा कोई चाहिए ना जो sign कर लेगा? You call her or you call him. They'll sign, will not ask any question. Is that the reputation you want to build? So that is not the reputation one wants to build. If you're an independent director, you need to be assertive. You need to be very... So people don't warn you about the intensity it takes. They don't warn you about that. But if you are, like I said, if it's there in your DNA, it's there.
Reputation is on stake as well.
100%. 100%. Right? You have to. That's your job. That's your profession, Baba. Do it well. So people don't warn you about it expecting you to be thoroughly professional. So there is no shortcut there. People don't warn you about that. So when they speak to maybe some independent directors, they may say, "Kuch nahi, 6 times a year you have to attend some meetings and you get paid for it." Don't listen to people like that. Right? Don't listen to them. That's not what needs to be done. You're like I said, you're a vanguard. You're supposed to protect.
Yes.
So that people don't warn you about that. It takes work. It takes work. It takes intensity and persistence and understanding and deep commitment to what you do. That's what people don't warn you about. They talk about the money and are you sitting at home doing nothing? Why don't you become an independent director? No. You don't. Not just sitting at home and doing nothing and become. How is that even something that could be spoken about? How is that thought even entering your head? You go there to create an impact. That's why you are there. There's no compromise there. There's no shortcut over there. So that's what I believe people don't warn you about.
So, Vijay, a very interesting question here is, was there ever a moment in the boardroom where you had to make a call that wasn't exactly popular, and how did you handle that pushback? At times it happens that in boardroom people are really scared of independent directors. They set the target, right? They are neutral directors.
So, look, it's like this. So, I won't say pushback, but I would say, so one has to remember that I think my role is not just of independent director and auditor. It's also that of inspirer and mentor. You have to understand that role. It's your company. It's your company. They do well, good for you. They do badly, damn it, you are the one to blame.
You're responsible
for it. The minute you say, this is my organization, they're making a mistake, you point it out. You don't, if it's a deliberate mistake, you warn them, which I don't think. Most cases, there is never a deliberate attempt to sabotage or to mislead. Not really. You point it out. And then when you say effort is being put in, you appreciate, you mentor, say, great job done, very good. Can this be changed a bit? What does this exactly mean? Can we keep in mind that this should not be done? You have an approach of not that of an auditor. Hey, how did you do this? How you... No. Don't you use that tone. You have to push them towards excellence, towards corporate governance. You don't have to simply push for the sake of pushing. So when they need to understand, the executive board needs to understand you're on their side. And the fact is you are. You want the organization to succeed. You want them to have absolutely a clean sheet. And you want them to be able to face the public with, confidence and with pride that they've grown something phenomenal. So you have to understand that a bit. So yes, do you have to push? Not really. Do you have to point out? Yes, of course. Do you have to mentor them? Yes, of course. Do you have to inspire them? Yes, of course. Do you have to educate them? Of course. Right? That's your role. You're not there with a red pen marking kahan galat kiya tum. No. That's not your role. Your role is to keep an eye. Correct? That's it. So when you do that role, then you don't have to push. And when you point out something with that tone that you're on their side and you want them to succeed, there is no pushback. Push only happens when you push. See, push ke liye do log chahiye na. There's a Tai Chi. I used to learn martial arts when I was younger. So I'm a brown belt. Yeah? So when there is, I was just about to give the examination when I got a job and had to quit and everything. So there is a martial art called Tai Chi. Tai Chi it says go with the flow. Correct. Go with the flow is it says even you can even attack somebody bigger, stronger, or you can ensure that the person loses if they are attacked. Don't attack. When there's somebody attacks you, you can escape, provided you go with the flow. If the guy is hitting you, don't stop. The guy is stronger. When you hit, both of you get hurt, and you will get hurt more. Instead, if he's going to hit you, you go with the flow. You bend down. The same way in the boardroom, people give pressure. Don't push back. Use that pressure to take you to the place
That's
you want them to
very,
go.
very wonderful statement. Lovely. It's a good learning for the aspiring leaders, I would say. Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Wonderful.
And clear them which is the right way, and ask them questions which will make them think.
Correct.
Ask them questions. You don't have to push. You can ask them questions in a very respectful manner. Remember, they're building an organization. They're worth thousands of crores of rupees. Do not presume for a moment that you are bigger and better than them. Honestly, I am not. There may be others. I am not. I respect the entrepreneurial spirit. I respect the risk that they are taking today. I respect the accountability they are willing to face. Anybody in the market can walk up to them and say, "Mere paise ka kya hua?" That takes guts and that takes courage, right? If you have to respect that. If you can respect that, you will ensure that you're never pushing them. You're always guiding them.
This is interesting now. Have you ever had to play the bad cop in the room? And what was that like?
I always, we are...
Bad cop.
Yeah, bad cop. No, so yeah, no, not really. I'm, like I said, the bad cop only works when you have a good cop. So you play the role of both. There is a thing called bad. Bad cop is a negotiation strategy. Let's look at it. It's a bad cop. It's a negotiation strategy. Bad cop works well when there's a good cop. Somebody's there to balance it out.
Correct.
So in all the boards that I have served, I've never had to do that. I've never had to play bad cop, but I have had to play the role of mentor. Right? I've had to play, like I said, asking the right question, not really, directly disrespecting anybody, maintaining the dignity of the boardroom, maintaining the dignity of that window. So have I had to? Oh yes, I have once. Okay, but yeah, that was really bad. But then no, I didn't play the role of bad cop. Something went really bad. Something went really off in the boardroom setup, and someone really got agitated and very, very angry. And so I played the good cop there. And now there was a place where there was extreme conflict happening. So on behalf of the board, I apologized. It was not my problem. It was not I said, listen, excuse me. I'm so sorry. On behalf of the board, I personally apologize to you. I hope you will accept my apology. This was not meant to be, the way the conversation is. It's not supposed to have gone that way. I completely apologize. So I kind of, playing a good cop I have. Bad cop haven't needed to. I am a bad cop. In my coaching, I am the bad cop. But in the boardroom, I've never had to play it. Never had to.
Sometimes, being a bad cop, right? It improves, it enhances someone's career, someone's life.
Is the board you're talking about generally in life?
In life, maybe generally.
In life, तो रोज ही आता है. वो तो every single day. जैसे I remember. So yeah, in life, on the board, not really, because I believe I know someone who did, and it's not good for them. So I kind of look at and manage the scene in the board setup, because you're not in the middle. See, when you're in the middle of operations, when you're in the middle of that manufacturing, when you're in the middle of finance, you really can don a very different hat. Then you can put down your foot and throw a tantrum, right? That's what a bad cop does. But when you're not in the middle of that, you're outside. All you can do is show empathy, and you can do mentoring. You can guide them right. You have no, I have no right. I feel, I may be wrong. I have no right to demand something when I'm not right there facing that problem. So I cannot be a bad cop there. Right? I have to be more empathetic. I have to understand, give them a way out. Many times when something is going wrong, they are stuck. Your job as an independent director and a mentor is to show them what is right, ensure they do it, give them guidance, get them out of that space of complexity. So, but as a coach, oh my God, I'm known for being a bad cop. So, I'm known for it, right? But again, like I said, you have to be bad cop, but you have to be on their side.
Correct.
You have to be. So that's the bad cop. I should
So,
have one, yeah.
Vijaya, you won multiple national and international awards. Which one meant the most to you personally? Many awards. How many? First, give me the number.
Lots actually.
Then too.
Very long. 15, 20 maybe even more than that.
And this is in the span of how many years?
15 years.
15 years. So which one is very close to your heart that you've achieved? Yes, you know,
There is
ye
one-
ho gaya.
There is a Lok Satta Navdurga Award.
Okay.
Very close to my heart because there's a half-page article that they print about you, that 9 women they select from all over the country. And out of that, you then get to something is written. So a Marathi article is written about you, a half-page article is written and published, and then all the Navdurgas are called on stage on the 10th day, or on Dashara day or one day after, and there's a huge audience out there, and celebrities are there, and everybody is there, and then you're called on stage as one of the Navdurgas, and you're given an award. That was really very, very interesting and important. Right? That was also because it's also about respecting women.
Correct.
It's also respecting women achievers. Plus sharing the platform with 8 other, stalwarts who've done
Good
something. And
feeling.
it was great. I loved it. So that was an award I was very, very proud of. So that Lok Satta Navdurga Award was one of the finest awards. But you see, every award is so interesting, and it's so close it's so you feel validated. See, at our level, I'm sure at your level too, we are all people who have done this and that and everything. Yeah, been there, done that. So, but we also need validation, isn't it? We're all human after all, correct? As entrepreneurs and business owners, who is the person who will appreciate you and give you an award? Nobody. You are supposed to give awards, not take awards.
Correct.
So when you get awards, it feels good. To go back home with a trophy or a plaque or whatever and tell your family, this is what I got and this is what they said and everything. They feel so happy for you, and they feel, so proud of you. So I believe the award is not really for you. It's also for your family. Remember, they have dedicated a lot. They have sacrificed a lot for you to be where you are.
Correct.
So these awards are not just you, it's for them. So I believe every award is very, very important. Regularly having one in a year or 1 in 2 years is a great thing to do. And out of all of this, Lok Satta Navdurga was very interesting for me. It happened in the beginning, many years back, almost 11, 12 years back. And it was one of a very important award because it highlighted other Navdurgas, women power and empowerment and all that together.
Wonderful. So you received this TIE Stree Shakti Award from Chanda Kochhar herself. What did that moment feel like? Chanda Kochhar.
Yeah. See, despite all the controversies about her now,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. At that time, there was no controversy. So at that time, she was one of the most influential women in the banking sector.
Yes.
The award was unexpected, but the process was very difficult. You had, I think, Ernst & Young or PricewaterhouseCoopers who did auditing of your accounts. They came and met people and they checked whether all your paperwork is in order and whether you're paying your taxes on time. And the process was very, very tough. And it was also one of the toughest times in our cycle, in our work. We didn't have many projects happening, a neck deep in debt, and a lot of things were happening many years back, right? 2011 or 12, if I'm not mistaken. I told you it was time, 2009-10, you were just recovering from there. Also got a 1 lakh rupee check from not from her personally, but from, the award also it was entitling you to 1 lakh ka check. Oh my God, 4 mahine ka rent chala gaya usme to. So it felt wonderful to be highlighted. There were also photo shoots and they ensured that, you feel like a celebrity when something like that happens. So yes, felt like a celebrity, felt great.
Nice feeling.
It's a great feeling there. But most importantly, I found my mentor and coach in that forum. TIE Stree Shakti में 3 चीजें हुई. 1, they gave you an award. 2nd, they gave you a cash reward. 3rd, they gave you coaching sessions from a list of people who were the who's who of the industry. So you could choose anyone as a coach, and if they chose you back, you get 5 sessions from them free.
Wow.
I got Mr. Pramod Gothi. Mr. Pramod Gothi was the managing director of Pyramid Group of Industries.
I know.
Yeah, right. He passed away a few months back. And from that moment of this Stree Shakti Award to 2025, he was my coach and mentor. Right? And he was phenomenal. He was a father figure, set the highest degrees of standard, set the highest degree of ethical standards and work standards, and humble, uncompromising on anything which was not right. And I was so blessed to get him as an award during the TIE Stree Shakti. So imagine, and once imagine 5 sessions khatam ho gaya, and he's asking me, okay, so when are we meeting next? I'm telling him, so 5 sessions over, you want me to continue? Because I know he was charging lakhs of rupees per session, and that I got free for 5 sessions. I said, sir, I won't be able to pay you. He said, no, I will not work with no payment. Do you have money in your bag? I said, not much. Take out your wallet. Do you have a checkbook? I said, yeah, I have a checkbook. Take it out. Make a check for 101 rupees. Give it.
Wow. So his intention, his purpose was different altogether.
He loved me like a daughter and he wanted me to succeed, and he was there hand-holding me and Amul Mule for the past...
Can I consider him as your role model?
He is my role model. Right? And I will do him proud. He's passed away. He wanted me to become even bigger and even better and even stronger. Every achievement of mine, him and his wife have celebrated. Okay, and they have applauded. I've never gone hungry. कई बार भूखे उनके घर पे पहुंचूंगी. खाने की कभी कमी नहीं हुई है. पेट भर के पहले खाना मिलेगा. Unki wife will ask him, oh, Vijaya's coming. Okay. And she'll tell the cook, make this, make that, put that, and everything. Food will be given first. Coaching happens later. So the TIE Stree Shakti Award was not just one award. It did a lot of things to me. It did a lot for me and for my organization. So in that respect, receiving that award from Madam Chanda Kochhar was just next level.
I can really imagine that. So what inspired you to start Mom to Supermom? I was wondering this, Mom to Supermom.
So there's certain things that I believed, that when you're a mom, so one thing that really, so I'll tell you where it all started. So I was talking to somebody, and that lady says, me and my daughter, we are best friends. And I'm thinking, how is it best friend? Matlab kaise? No, we share everything. She shares everything with me and whatever she was saying. And I'm thinking, nah, it doesn't work that way. You can't share everything with her. So then I was thinking about this. When you say you're your child's best friend, and I think, how did it start? Some client of mine, the daughter and the wife, and this, she said, she doesn't share anything with me, and pehle to hum best friends the, ab share nahi karti. When I spoke to the daughter, she says she's only my best friend because she wants to know what I'm doing. She wants to spy on what I'm doing, and that's why she wants to be my best friend. She has no intention of being my best friend. That kind of gave me a very important piece of advice or some eureka moment for me. Ki haan yaar, sab mummiyan jhoot bolti hain. All mothers are liars, they will lie blatantly, and they will spy on their child, and they will tell a lie to their child, and they will not fulfill their commitment, and so many things that mothers could do wrong, and I was doing so many things wrong with my children too. So it was a moment of eureka with that child who said, this mother only wants to be my best friend because she wants to spy on me. Then I told the mother, you can't be a best friend. You can be a best mother but not a best friend. Because best friend, for example, अगर आपकी बेटी पार्टी के लिए जा रही है और आपको बोल के जा रही है और इतने छोटे से स्कर्ट पहने हुए हैं, टांग दिख रहा है, उसका चेस्ट दिख रहा है, बैक दिख रहा है, तो what will you tell her? अरे पागल हो क्या? I will tell her, go inside and change your dress. I said, but that is not what a best friend will tell. A best friend will tell you, oh, you look sexy, you're looking really hot, I think you should pata or owl today. That's what a best friend will say, right? So if you can't be a best friend, then don't say you're a best friend.
Correct.
Why are you lying? Don't lie. So tell, I'm a mother. I will behave like a mother. Don't lie and say I'm a best friend. So some of these conversations with parents and with children kind of brought me to a space where I realized that the Mom to Supermom is a program that needed to be done. Mothers and parents need to know what is it about being a great mother and a good mother, and how to change the way you parent your child. So it came from there, that conversation. I'm very forthright. So sometimes when I'm saying something, it's very rude at that moment. But guess what? I will always take learning from there. That if I said it, then if I'm not following it, one is if I won't say it if I don't follow it. But by remote chance, it's a eureka moment and I'm not following it. I will follow it immediately. From that moment, immediately with my children too, I started saying, I'm not your best friend, I'm your mother. Which means that don't expect me to accept everything. I'm a mother, I will put a stop to certain things. I will have rules and regulations. You can't break it. So I brought into my life first and brought into their life later, and then around. That's how Mom to Supermom started. It's still a very passionate subject with me being a mother myself of 2 beautiful children. Tapasya is 19. Rakshit, I said, is 24. And waiting for my grandchildren to happen. So
Rakshit is married.
Rakshit is not married. No, he's 24. He's engaged. He will get married in the next couple of years once his business is better. He was saying 26, 27 के आसपास बोल रहा था.
Okay.
बेटी तो करेंगे. So that's where it came from. Realizing that, and as a business owner too, and as an entrepreneur, I had to do certain arrangements with my children because I was not able to give them 24/7. I was traveling all the time. So this Mom to Supermom came from there, especially for working women and women who are feeling disrespected by their children. It all came from there. So yeah.
So, Vijaya, what makes women leaders unique compared to men?
Nothing.
Really?
Women leader. Leader ka matlab someone who's fought battles, reached there, fought, built a career, at some point of time, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man.
Correct.
But at some point, the battle is the same. Right? Expecting that, oh, because you're a woman, no. In the beginning of your career, you have to fight for a lot of things. But after a particular level of your career, when you are becoming a leader, there is nothing called a woman leader. Leader is a neutral term. It's a pronoun. It cannot be women leader. So I believe that nothing really sets them apart. I have seen exceptionally fantastic women leaders and I've seen extremely poor women leaders. I've seen exceptional men leaders and I've seen extremely poor men leaders. So really men and women doesn't make a difference after a particular level in the hierarchy. The battle is the same. Right? The fight is the same. The challenges are the same. At the most, you may be accused of being ruthless, maybe because you're a woman, but not really, because when you call somebody a leader, when the person's already decided to be one, it's a choice that you've already made. So don't expect any special treatment. You should not expect it. If you get it, it's great, but don't expect it.
Correct.
So that is, and what makes one think that women don't or men don't sacrifice enough? Tell me something. If a woman chooses to sit at home and take a 3-month break, allowed, not allowed? In our society?
It's ideally allowed, not allowed.
You tell me, as a woman, I'm taking a break. Let's say your wife has taken a break for 3 months and she wants to be at home. Allowed, not allowed?
Not allowed, I would say.
You say not allowed? Are you sure? Will people judge her? You are at home for 3 months? Will society judge her?
In that case, it's allowed.
Correct. Society will not judge her. 3 महीने का break लिया, बहुत अच्छा किया बेटा, अच्छा किया था, break ले लिया, घर पे भी ध्यान दो, बच्चों को भी देखो थोड़ा सा. That's what women are told. A man sits at home for 3 months. Tell me what's going to happen.
My God.
Right. You got it? So there is nothing called a woman leader. Correct? Men have a lot more things to carry, right? For the rest of their life. A woman can sit and say, I want to take a break. I want a spa treatment and things like that. So there's nothing called a woman or a man leader. Leadership is a very neutral position. It's a position of power. It's a position of responsibility, right? It's a position of prioritization. It's a position of vision. That position has got luck doesn't favor because you're a woman or a man. Luck favors you because you have put in hard work and you're committed to your cause, right? So me personally, no, not really. After a particular level, it's all the same. The battle is the same. Ulta, I also think women have an advantage.
That's the reason I understand the term chairman is changed to chairperson. Yes.
Exactly. So I don't understand the hype about what is the difference between a woman leader. You say, what's the difference between a man and a woman? I can give you 100, maybe 1,000. But woman leader and man leader, there is no difference. Both of them fight the battle. Both of them have to be at the top of their game. Both of them have to be dedicated and committed and sacrifice a lot. They both can't take a pause or take a rest and take a break and say, both of them can't. Correct? So that's my take on the women leader versus men leader.
Wonderful. Vijaya, coming to the last and interesting segment, the rapid fire.
Oh, yeah. Hey, but listen, rapid fire ke baad there's always a hamper, coffee with Karan hamper. Where is the hamper?
I think we have one for you. Right. So, interesting one, and you will not get time to answer any of the questions. You just have to be very prompt.
Okay.
Shall we start?
Yes.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Coffee or chai?
Handmade chai. And if I want to show off, coffee.
One book you think everyone should read?
Okay, one book which I have written, which is called 20 Mantras to Begin, Build and Boost Any Career. It's a beautiful book. Please, you have to read it. I'll send you a copy. The second book, I truly believe, is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the third very important book from in my industry perspective is The Firm by, I think, Mr. Buff Donald or McDonald, the one who wrote about McKinsey. It's an entire book of how McKinsey started and how they grew and everything. Oh, the book is incredible. For every consultant out there, that book is manna from heaven, really.
A guilty pleasure snack after a long day?
Maggie. I had Maggie yesterday too.
If you weren't doing this, what career would you pick?
Oh, damn. If I wasn't doing this, what career will I pick?
Actor.
Singer.
Lovely. One word that defines you today. Come on fast, no time.
Oh my God, one word
Yeah.
that defines me today, liberated.
And very last, which was not in my list, Tapsya or Rakshit?
Tapasya or Rakshit? Or
Your-
liberation coaches. Then give me three. All three
Nope.
of my children.
Only two.
Only two? Tapasya or Rakshit?
Interesting question, and I'll give you time that you
Okay, I'll
want
tell
to-
you. No, I'll tell you. Tapasya.
Why is that?
Because Rakshit is grown up. He's 24. Tapasya is 19. She's studying. She needs my support. Tapasya is... Today, if you ask Rakshit who takes care of whom, Rakshit takes care of me.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he takes care of me. He ensures, like today, for the past 2 days, he's been searching a phone and a good laptop for me, and I don't have the time because he's doing it for me. When I go back home, he's the one who takes my luggage from my hand, and he's the one who'll heat up the food and serve me on a plate, and he'll keep
Really?
a movie. Yes, even today, he keeps the movie ready for me to watch. So today, now, at this point of time, he will say, "Dawai liya? Kyun nahi liya? Doctor ke paas gaye? Kyun nahi gaye?" He's taking care of me. So as a mother, I'm no longer mother to Rakshit. He's mothering me now. When it comes to Tapasya, she's 19, she's still studying. So when it comes to be a mother, I need to be more mother to her for the next few years till she's set.
Correct. Well, thank you so much for the wonderful insights, Vijaya. It was really great learning from your experience today, and I'm sure our viewers will learn a lot. Aspiring leaders, aspiring independent directors will learn a lot from your experience, and you have shared lots and lots of things today, and especially women leaders will now definitely buckle up in their career, and they'll definitely become and dream what exactly they want to be. So, at times it happens that women idly say, okay, घर की औरत है, घर का काम करो, ये है, वो है. But ideally, women have a very important role to play in the society. So thank you so much, Vijaya, for being part of this wonderful session, and thank you for being the vanguard for today. We really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure being here. And you asked me some questions that people have never asked me before. So it was wonderfully, intellectually very stimulating to me too. And what you do is phenomenal. The kind of work that you do and bring to the table, to the world, and contribution to the world is just incomparable. People like you have made lives of people like me. So I want to thank you for that.
So here is it, Vijaya, the hamper that we have for you.
Yay!
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
so
today.
much. Right? वैसे hamper के लिए हम कहीं भी पहुंच जाते हैं. So that's about it.
Thank you so much for being part of today's exciting session, and I'm sure you have made it exciting today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
A pleasure, Mr. Mehta. Really.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you guys.
today.
Bye. Thank you.
Appreciate. Bye-bye.